I am currently pursuing my master's in science in counseling psychology. And with me, there's Shivani Barwa.
Hi everybody, my name is Shivani Ellen Barwa and I'll be co-facilitating with Unnati here. And I'm also currently pursuing MSc in Counseling Psychology. And both of us are second years in MSc in Counseling Psychology. And we're really looking forward to have an interactive session in this workshop because this topic is very, very special to I think both of us since we are pursuing this. Yeah. We are very sorry for all the background noises. Actually, we're taking from the college only, and it's a residential area around.
Okay, so before I start, I would like to ask you all and start with a quick check in. How are we doing today? And please don't hesitate in opening your cameras and unmuting yourselves because we would love for it to be an interactive session. And since we have so many activities planned for you all, so it would be great if we all interact together for this. So, how are we doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, ma'am. I see you, Veena, ma'am. How are you today?
Good.
Great. Okay. So, as we know, the topic of our workshop is Therapy Unmasked, where we would be debunking the myths around therapy and seeing where we stand if we are on the same page or not around the concept of therapy, counseling, psychotherapy. So, with this, I would like to start my presentation. It's okay, Sumati, ma'am. So, before starting, I would like to ask you all, what does therapy mean for each and every one of you? When you hear of the word therapy, what is the first thing that comes into your mind? And I would like to open the stage for discussions now.
It means according to the case, what we should start. Which therapy means what type of coping skills we have to use, what type of cognitive restructuring we have to do, what type of the CBT, REBT, what will be going to helpful in this patient, likewise.
Yeah, so what you mean to say is, according to the client, what are the appropriate set of coping skills or techniques that one should use to overcome their problems, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Anybody else? Madhu ma'am says therapy is where the counselor helps the counselee understand their problem and come up with solutions. Great. Yes, that is exactly what it is, and it is supposed to be. Thank you for sharing. Any more sharings or answers? Okay. Mm. So we'll start by addressing the myths around therapy. Myths are some beliefs that we think about therapy sessions, but they aren't really it. And since we already know that it is a pretty stigmatized topic, especially in India, that we think about a lot of things when we hear the word therapy. And when we go to the more remoter places of India, what we think about it is that our therapist would give us solutions. These are the kinds of things we hear about it, and um, we'll take one session and all our problems would be resolved. So these are some of the few myths, and I would like to ask you all, what are the myths that you have heard or you personally believe about it?
Okay, so this is one small technical activity that we thought about that could help us engage a bit more like in an easier way, which is Mentimeter. So for your easier facilitation, I have provided like we have provided a join code. The link is also there, or a QR scanner is there. So I think that most of us have either joined from phone, so scanning is not uh applicable here. So I would ask everybody of you to like maybe open mentimeter.com and then put the join code there and answer in one or two words what therapy really means or what are the myths that you have heard around therapy.
So let's start with the activity. Would you like to share the screen?
Yeah. I will paste the joining code in the chat box also.
There's a chart. Yes, exactly. This is one of the most common myths that we hear around therapy, that it treats a client's problem.
So I have provided the Mentimeter joining code in the chat box. Everybody can copy and like paste it on the mentimeter.com link if it is possible for you.
Can you also paste the link here?
Yeah. Here's the link we've pasted. So we're very sorry for the delay. Okay, so we see a few responses. We've seen three responses: building rapport, problem solving, and solution seeking. Interactive sessions. That is really great. Thank you. Thank you so much for the amazing answers. I think all of us are on the same page when we are talking about what therapy is according to us and what comes to our mind when we ask ourselves or ask each other that what is therapy and what therapy should be.
We'll wait for a few more responses, like just for another 60 seconds. Let's not refrain from answering only once. You can answer ample of times as you want. We would love for it to be an interactive session.
Yeah, I'll share the code once more. Here's the code. And I'll also share the link again here. Veena ma'am, log in using the link that I have sent. It will directly lead you to the question.
This is visible to everyone.
Yeah. We'll wait a few more seconds for the responses to come in.
We see the highlighted term treatment since most of us have used it. We'll be brooding upon it in the further workshop.
I think with this, we'll move forward with our workshop. I see a lot of responses here, interactive session. We got one more, ready-made output, build rapport, support, problem solving, treatment, solutions, secret sharing. Okay, that is interesting. Solution seeking, solutions to problem, interactive sessions. I think all of it is very true because therapy means different things to most of us, and how we approach therapy and what makes us approach therapy is I think subjective to most of us. Yeah,
Therapy is solution.
therapy
That's
is that
interesting.
is very interesting. Okay, with this I think we have enough responses to move ahead with, and we'll definitely be talking about all these responses in the uh in the next slides. So I think with this I'll ask my co-facilitator to take this forward.
Sure.
Yeah. I hope the screen is visible. Yeah.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, we'll be talking about some very popular myths around therapy. And we'll be inculcating your responses to the Mentimeter as well to this. Okay, so first one is that therapy is only for serious mental illnesses. So we have heard from a lot of people that why go to therapy? It is just anxiety ना, नींद ही तो नहीं आती ना, therapy क्यों जाना है इसके लिए? And I need to have some serious disorders. मुझे depression होना चाहिए, मुझे anxiety disorders होना चाहिए, या मुझे panic होना चाहिए, या फिर big disorders like schizophrenia, etc. are the only things that people go to therapy for. So, this is one of the myths around therapy because that is absolutely not true. Whereas, um, it is not just a space for dealing with intense mental health conditions, it is also a place to work through everyday challenges. Everyday challenges including relationships, personal growth, or concentration issues. Ki, I cannot concentrate in my work anymore or in my studies anymore. Issues can be as small as this and as large as serious mental health disorders. Many people find that therapy helps them manage stress, build confidence, and understand themselves better, even when there is no major crisis in my life. I personally have started my individual therapy journey this year, and it has only been helpful for me so far. Whereas, when I started it, I plead guilty of having the same myth about it कि मैं अपने therapist से बात क्या करूंगी, मेरे साथ तो कुछ serious चल ही नहीं रहा, life is going pretty normal. But Ever since I entered to my sessions, I saw myself speaking about my confidence issues and how I am scared of public speaking sometimes. And I do get nervous with people when interacting with strangers. So these are some of the things, some of the examples um, of which we talk to our therapist about. It does not have to be a major issue for you to go to therapy. Think of it as a part of self-care, just like going to the gym or eating healthy. So just before this workshop started, I was having this discussion with my co-facilitator where she said that therapy or counseling sessions are just like gym for our mental health. So the way we go to gym for fitness and the way we go for regular check-ins to our physicians, that is how we go to our therapy sessions to check up on our minds, because there would be many times where we would not be aware of the issues that we are facing on an everyday level unless we speak to a professional about it. Okay. And if there are any doubts, we would welcome you all to unmute yourselves and make this an interactive session, and let's have a discussion around it. Let's debunk all the myths that we have about therapy. The next one is that therapists give direct advice or fix your problems. So this was also a recurring theme in the Mentimeter that we just shared, wherein we saw a lot of responses saying ki therapy is problem solving, or therapy gives you direct solutions or outcomes about your problems. So yeah, I would not fully deny the part where therapy is problem solving, but I would like to challenge it, saying that therapy the therapist does not give the solution of the problems. Therapist only helps you help yourself come up with the solutions. So there is a common belief that therapists act as advice givers, ki अच्छा एडवाइस ही तो लेने जानी है. I would Why would I not take it from my friend or from an elder family member? Why would I go to a therapist? Why would I pay a lot of fee for talking to just a person where I could rather spend that money somewhere else, or like not pay anything and talk to my friend? Then what are therapists even for, right? So they would just simply tell their clients how to fix their problems, ki ye techniques kar lo and your problems would be solved. And that is not how it works. So as therapists, we don't usually give direct advices, because we personally believe that people themselves are best equipped to find solutions for themselves. जो भी हमारे problem के solutions है are embedded within us. The therapist only helps us find ourselves, helps us find our own solutions, helps us deal with our own problems, but in a better way, in a more refined way. So rather than providing answers, therapists will encourage you to understand your issues more deeply, empowering empowering you to make decisions and implement positive changes in themselves. So I hope this myth is resolved, that yeah, it is problem solving, but it is not only from the therapist side. The therapist, you will never enter into a therapy session and see your therapist giving you advice कि ये kar lo, इससे your problem would be solved. They would rather talk to you about the problems, make you sit with it, and help you deal with them yourself, but in a better and a more refined manner. Moving to the next one, therapy is a quick fix. This also we saw in the Mentimeter when uh, we asked you about your beliefs in therapy. And yeah, I would like to clear that it is not just a one time process and you enter into a therapy session and you move out of it with all your problems resolved. It is not a quick fix, rather it is a long term commitment, and it is a long term process. It is a whole process that follows. Yeah, you do not walk out of it expecting, like, you do not walk into a therapy session expecting quick results or instant relief. Ki, okay, today I don't feel better. Let me go to my session and I'll move out with instant relief. There would be a lot of times when you move out of your therapy sessions with a lot of insights in your head. Ki, okay, this even I didn't know about myself. And then you would go home, do your homeworks, and think about what your therapist talked to you about. It is just like building a new skill. You will not learn it in a day. It involves learning and practicing new ways of thinking and managing emotions on an everyday basis. And the progress depends from person to person and from issue to issue. Like for you, therapy, yeah, it could be a short term process, it could be just 6 to 7 sessions, but only if we work on one particular issue. If we sign up for therapy, we might sign up with confidence issues, but we might end up talking to our therapist about grief. We never know what comes out. So, therapy is about creating lasting change, which often means slow but steady growth rather than an immediate fix to a problem. So, it is not just a band aid you put on the problem that we do with our friends when we talk to our friends about problems, when we talk to advice givers or caretakers about our problems, but it's a proper procedure of healing the wound right from the root, and it does take time. The next is that you only need therapy when in crisis. I would like for my facilitator to take up on this.
Okay, so before moving forward, I'd like to just take a quick check-in. I hope everybody is able to understand everything that we are talking about. Just a quick shout out, I think, just in the chat box. I hope all of us are doing good on like and like how all of us are able to understand everything. Any doubts, any questions? Because I know some things can get a bit too technical. Okay, I think. Oh, okay, we received a chat.
Getting clarity. That is amazing. That is the whole purpose
That
of
is
this
the whole
workshop.
purpose of the workshop, exactly. Thank you, Sumati ma'am. I think with this, we are good to go for the coming myths. Okay, so the next myth that we'll talk about is you only need therapy when in crisis. Uh, I think this is something that we've all talked about and we've all heard maybe from our peers or acquaintances that while therapy is certainly beneficial during times of crisis, it can also be valuable as a preventive measure or a space for ongoing support. That therapy को हम तभी नहीं लेते हैं, we don't only take therapy when there is an absolute crisis. Okay, yes, people assume that okay, अपने से सॉर्ट नहीं हो रहा है, फ्रेंड्स भी हमें हेल्प नहीं कर पा रहे, फैमिली भी हमें हेल्प नहीं कर पा रही है, बट दिस इज एक्चुअली अफेक्टिंग अस इंटरनली. तो आई थिंक नाउ इट इज टाइम टू गो फॉर थेरेपी. येस, थेरेपी इज seen as a last resort, but it is not only taken during crisis. It is as simple as going for therapy on a daily basis to talk about, to come up with a lot of, directions. Where we talk about solutions, it is actually directions on how to go forward with our day-to-day struggles, with our day-to-day issues. So it is more like, I think that is there is this one very uh, i- popular thing that we've heard, that prevention is better than cure. I think this is what therapy is. Rather than falling deep down and then going for therapy, having it regularly and taking it regularly, talking about our daily issues, talking about our daily struggles, and having a direction to process it, to sit with it. I think having the guts to sit with it and to understand that okay, this is something that is going wrong in my life, I think I should talk about it. How when you verbalize it, when you hear it yourself, it becomes easier for you to understand it. And once we understand what is happening, we are able to go forward in that direction. So not just crisis, yes, therapy is taken in crisis also. There is crisis support, there is trauma counseling, but then there is therapy, and it is very much you know appreciated or accepted when we take therapy for our normal day to day issues. The reason why it is that once we start to accept, once we start to acknowledge that yes, there are daily struggles and we want to go through it, we need to go through it. And sometimes us alone cannot go forward with our problems, and that is when the therapy and the therapists comes into play, I would say. So it is not just for crisis, but can be a regular practice in self-development. Exactly how when we are talking about self-care, self-love, self-development, there are certain milestones. Self-development, जैसे physical growth, mental growth, emotional growth. So to achieve all these levels of growth, we go to the therapist on a daily basis. We talk to them, not a daily, but like on a periodic basis. We say once a week, twice a week, to talk to the therapist about where we stand in our lives and how we want to go forward with it. Just a small direction. Next is, I think this is one big major myth that we've come across, that is therapists have all the answers. Okay, so I think it was also, I think, mentioned in the Mentimeter that therapy is solution, therapists provide solution. So I think we would be challenging that myth here. So some people expect therapists to be the all-known experts who will provide the right answers to their problems. In reality, therapists are facilitators, not fixers. I would like everybody of you to put pressure on this statement. In reality, therapists are facilitators, not fixers. They're trained to offer tools, strategies, and perspectives, but they don't have a magic solution or all the answers. A big part of therapy is collaborative. It is not an individual growth, it is a collaborative growth, working together to explore thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Therapists help clients discover what works best for them, but the answers ultimately come from within the client. And when it is rightly said that when answers come from within us, we are all the more motivated and determined to work towards achieving that goal. Hence, therapists are facilitators, not fixers. Uh, I think in scientific terms, I would like to put it this way, that we are the catalyst to achieving a more positive state in one's lives. Yes, you know that you are motivated. Yes, you know that you are determined to go forward and sort something that is not okay in your life. But what is happening is it is a slow process and you don't know how to go forward with it, which direction to go to, what to talk about, which issues to tackle. That is where the therapist comes into play. We facilitate. We It is a collaborative approach. We give direction. I think that is something that I would like everybody to ponder on and like press on it, that we are facilitators, not fixers. I think me saying it thrice has already made it extremely clear. Okay, so I think yeah, that would be it. But like in the previous myths, I think my co-therapist said that, we help clients to, help them get the answers ultimately from within. So we were having a discussion just before the workshop, and I was like, this one statement that she said, and that really stuck with me was, we help clients to help themselves. We are the collaborators and not the helpers, helping them to help themselves, saving them themselves, be their own pillar of strength, I think. Yeah. Okay, here I would like my co-therapist to go forward with it. Over to you.
So yeah, this is my favorite topic, as I hear this so many times and I myself used to use these terms interchangeably, wherein I used to, back when I did not used to go for therapy myself, I used to say this a lot. Ki music is my therapy, gym is my therapy, playing sports is my therapy. But what I came to realize after studying the subject, after studying psychology for years and now months of being into the therapy process myself, I've come to realize that, yeah, music is therapeutic for me. Art is therapeutic for me. Going to sport, like playing sports, going to play is therapeutic for me, but they are not my therapy. My therapy is the only sessions that I have with my therapist are the only things I can call therapy. So let's get more clarity into this. Uh, Therapeutic refers to any activity, practice, or interaction that has a healing or calming effect on a person. For example, listening to music or just taking a walk, journaling. These are the things that help us feel better. As I already gave you the band-aid analogy, right? So if I'm wounded or if I get a wound, or an injury, the first thing I would do is take a painkiller or like put a band-aid on myself. These are these are the things that therapeutic processes would do to me, like listening to music, going to gym, indulging into sports, talking to my friends. These are the short-term cures that I would give myself to feel instantly better. While these activities are beneficial and can help improve mental health, they aren't structured interventions personally designed to address these specific issues at their root. So these would solve my problems on a surface level just for that moment. Ki, okay, so I had a conflict with my class teacher and she scolded me for something and I feel really bad. And then I would go to my friend circle, talk to them, vent out about my issues, go on a walk with them and listen to music with them. These would make me feel instantly better, but on a surface level. Now, where therapy comes into role is that during my therapy, I would talk to my therapist about this problem. I would talk to my therapist about this problem, and then we would indulge into deeper issues that I've been facing. Ki, okay, how did I feel when my class teacher scolded me? Okay, so I felt really hurt. But don't we get scolded by our class teachers every now and then? We do, right? So why did it affect me so intensely? It affected me because maybe in my childhood I used to get scolded a lot of times because of the mistakes that I did not even make. And that my childhood wounds have left such a lasting impression on me that now that I am getting scolded by my class teacher is affecting me in a way that it is not letting me focus on my work. It is, causing a trouble in when I go to bed at night because I am constantly thinking about it. So this is how it works. Therapy is a structured process facilitated by a trained professional. This is what we get trained for, and within a controlled setting. This is not a hangout place where we sit with our friends and talk about our problems. Our therapist would give us personally ta- tailored interventions to tackle the problems from its very roots. In therapists, in therapy, clients work with a therapist to explore and address specific challenges, thought patterns, or emotions. So, what if every time I get a scolding from anybody, I make a thought process ki, okay, I'm not worthy enough only. Every time I go to work, every time I do a certain task, I always end up making mistakes. But as we all know, this is not an adaptive or a healthy thought pattern, right? This would interfere with my regular functioning. So, yeah, um, my therapist would help me challenge these thought patterns and adapt more healthy ones in my lives for my smoother processing and everyday functioning. So we use approaches like cognitive behavior therapy or psychodynamic therapy, which are personally tailored for everybody's specific issues. These are not the generalized things that we use for everybody. So while therapy can feel therapeutic, it involves a level of guidance and a structure to it that is usually deeper than the everyday therapeutic activities. So I hope now after this workshop we don't use at least we try to not use these terms interchangeably. Ki, we refrain from calling music our therapy, but but we would call it therapeutic, and we only consider real therapy as therapy. So one of the basic, most common examples of using them interchangeably is retail therapy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us would be smiling behind our screens because of the number of times we have used this term. So I do it too. I do it too. I mean, I used to for the longest time. So I used to go shopping. Women mostly are guilty of indulging into this. So retail therapy is when we are stressed and we go to a marketplace, we go to some showroom and we shop a lot. We like open our hearts and shop and we spend a lot of money, which is okay sometimes, right? So, but we call this process as retail therapy. But I would like to put this question out there. Is really going out there and shopping a lot retail therapy? Is this how we tackle our problems from the very core? No, right? These would just give us instant relief and instant that feel good factor that we require for for that moment, which is not wrong. We all need it sometimes, but we need to remember that it is just a band-aid that we are putting on the wound and not the whole procedure of it healing. Yeah, it is just a temporary distraction from a problem. And let's face it, we need it sometimes, right? Why always keep brooding about our problems? Why always keep thinking about our problems? But we need to realize that we can't always keep doing this. At some point, we need to indulge into the process of therapy and talk to a professional and do give it the healing that it requires. Give ourselves the care and love that we actually require and not just temporary relief to the problems. And this is how retail therapy is different from actual therapy. I would hand over to my co facilitator now.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I hope this was a helpful workshop to everybody of you, to each one of you. We tried our best to curb most of the common myths that we've come across when we're talking about how therapy is, what therapy is, and how it should be. So I think we are approaching at the end of our workshop, and by this, I'd like to now pose you all this question: is now what, according to you, is therapy? Like, what is therapy according to you? And again, like in the beginning of the workshop, I have one more Mentimeter for everybody of you. Uh, yeah. So this is the code and the joining link.
We'll be attaching it in the chat box now.
Yeah.
And I'd like to reiterate with this what my co facilitator just said, that now, after this workshop, after this interaction, after this discussion, now what do we feel personally about the therapeutic process or therapy, our counseling sessions? They've attached the link and the code in the chat box. Please open it, and we would love to see your feedback.
I will be displaying that chart in which all the answers are there. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to everybody's answers. I know a very few participants are left, but I would still ask you all, and I'll still open the stage because let's not curb ourselves from doing this activity, right? I'd really like everybody to answer in the Mentimeter. I hope it's visible, the screen is visible to you, and I hope you guys are able to answer. Oh, we've received 3 responses. That is amazing. Introspection and finding, guidelines, different perspective.
That's great. Let's wait for a few more responses to come in.
Let's wait for a minute or two more. We got one answer in the chat box, structured process. Yeah. We'll wait for 30 to 45 seconds more before concluding this workshop. If anybody else wants to answer.
And so far, it's great. I think my facilitator would agree with what I say now, that I am really glad to see these responses as compared to the previous ones.
Yeah.
Those were not wrong, but these are the common misconceptions that we generally face, and I did too with therapy.
Exactly, yeah. I think only these responses are coming in. So yeah, I'll be sharing the PPT screen now. Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, according to the activity that we just did, we saw responses like finding a different perspective, introspection, guidelines, and we mentioned in the chat box about it being a structured process, and it makes us really happy to see these responses now, because these are exactly what the therapy process is. That's exactly how it works, and not about the therapist giving us the solutions, and these are the things that we generally hear. And from now onwards, I really hope, and I this is my request to all the participants here, that we are more mindful in talking about therapy from now, and we use the appropriate terminology for it.
Yeah.
And with this, we would like to bring this session to an end, and I hope we liked it. And even if we were able to bring a change in even one person's thought perspectives, we are really grateful for that. Because if not us, then who, right? Who will normalize this process for us?
And with this, we will be ending with the workshop. Thank you, everybody, for joining and being patient, because I know there are a lot of background noises and disturbances, and we really, really apologize to each and every one of you with for this. Yeah, so I think we both of us are in college and taking this from college right now. So thank you so much for letting us have that space to take this workshop. Thank you,
Thank you so
Sumati.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sumati, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We really appreciate this feedback. Thank you. And with this, we'll be ending it.
Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Sumati.